I'm Phoenix, and you're watching The Bird's Eye View. So a few days ago, I was watching C-SPAN, and the Senate Health Committee hearing was on. Senator Rand Paul from Kentucky and Dr. Anthony Fauci, who I'm sure you know very well by now, were going back and forth on the origins of COVID-19. And something that Dr. Fauci said reminded me of an interview I did about over a year ago, really, with Alex Jones of InfoWars. I did this interview at CPAC 2020. This was in the beginning of COVID, and this is when a mask was wearing weird. So you know it's really early on in COVID. And he had a really unique hypothesis about where COVID may have started. Here's what he said.
Oh, it clearly didn't start in the meat market. It clearly was produced in a North Carolina lab in 2015 and transferred by Obama to Communist China 5 years ago. We're just not sure why they're doing that at this point.
I think it was developed in a North Carolina lab?
Yeah, no, it came out in the Journal of Science and other publications that very virus, Chimera, was made in North Carolina and then sold to Communist Chinese.
So what reminded me of that interview is when Dr. Fauci was debating Senator Rand Paul about gain-of-function research, and he said something interesting that caught my eye. Here's what he said.
Do they fund Dr. Barrick?
We do not fund.
Do you fund Dr. Barrick's gain-of-function research?
Dr. Barrett does not doing gain-of-function research, and if it is, it's according to the guidelines, and it is being conducted in North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Was produced in North Carolina lab.
Coincidence? I'm not really sure, but it does seem kind of suspicious that you had Alex Jones talking about the possible development of COVID-19 being man-made in North Carolina, and here you have Dr. Fauci in May of 2021 talking about this on Capitol Hill. Now, before I interviewed Alex Jones, I didn't know what to think of him. I had heard people say he was brilliant and he had a lot of important things to say, and I had also heard from people that he was a conspiracy theorist. But no matter what you think of him, it does seem kind of suspicious, and maybe he was onto something when he brought up and what he said, possibly COVID was man-made in North Carolina. Could be nothing, could be something, who knows, but it does seem kind of odd. I'm Phoenix with Phoenix Rising in America, and this is our country.